Hey there, how's it going? I'm Colin Daniel from riffninja.com, and I'm going to talk to you today about tuning your guitar down a whole step or a tone. Technically, you're going 2 frets lower than your guitar can in standard tuning, and of course, this is a very common and very popular tuning. It creates a whole new character for the guitar, a whole new texture. The good old G, C, D, and E minor chords sound totally different, even though it's still G, C, D, E minor. Technically, it's not anymore, though. We still call them that. A lot of times you'll see in tab and written music where they'll have in the far corner of the music, on the left-hand side at the top of the chart, it'll have like use capo at 2nd fret or 3rd fret or whatever, or guitar tuned down a whole step or a tone down. They'll notate those kind of things, but they'll still call it a G, E minor, C, and D. It's not technically that anymore. They say there's 350 tunings on a guitar or more. I'd say there's more like 400 or 500 of them. Of course, I don't use them all. There's some that are more popular than others, some that take more technical skill than others and technical knowledge. But taking your guitar down a whole step is great. It changes the whole character of the guitar, and you can play the same old chords you already know, and you're in a different key, and the whole guitar changes its personality when you do that. And it's a great thing. That's the beautiful thing about the guitar. Right now I've tuned down a whole step. My E becomes D. My A string becomes G. My D string becomes C. My G string becomes F. My B string becomes an A, and my E string becomes a D. Yeah, my chord forms are all the same. I still use the same patterns, but now they're a whole step or 2 frets lower, a tone lower, 2 semitones, 2 half steps. And it has a beautiful ring to it. Technically, this is not a G anymore. It's actually an F. Technically, this is not a C anymore. It's a B flat because everything goes down a whole step. Technically, this is not a D. This is now a C. So you're actually in the key, when you're playing G, C, and D, you're actually in the key of F. But I don't see it written out that way very much. I usually see the notation, and they'll mention that they'll call this standard tuning 1 step lower, or standard tuning tone lower. They'll mark that out, and they'll just still call it G, C, and D, but really technically it's F, B flat, and C. And in the end, like I said, you can treat the guitar the same. One other word of advice when you're using open tunings: because the strings are slackened, the tension changes, you might find that your guitar buzzes a little easier, like fret buzz, or that your guitar doesn't quite stay in tune. Now, one of the reasons why your guitar might not stay in tune is because if you press too hard on a guitar, you can't press as hard on a tuning that's lower than your standard tuning. If you do, you're going to be out of pitch. You can hear it. Like, say for example, I'll play this chord here. Now, if I press really hard, listen. Like, that doesn't sound very good. It's out of tune. But my guitar isn't out of tune. What it is I'm pressing too hard for this tuning, for the tension of the string. Listen. That's the right tension. This is the incorrect. Listen to the difference. So that's a good piece of advice and a warning. In the end, you just have to give it just a little lighter touch. Even when you're strumming it and picking it, it takes a little bit lighter touch. Yahoo! All right, man. Have fun with your whole step tuning and discover a whole new guitar. I'm Colin Daniel from riffninja.com, and if you want to know more about tunings, alternate tunings, and that, you'll have to go to my website to find some more. All right, have a good one, man.